Good morning, Get Ready Campers!
Today is week 4, Travel the Globe, day 2. And today we will be talking about Europe and Asia.
All right, so yesterday we talked about Africa and South America. So we're going to cover all the continents this week. So before we get started, we have a couple of announcements. Again, adults, some extra supplies to have on hand that will be helpful in transitioning is some wipes, either baby wipes or Clorox wipes, and paper towels. Just a reminder that our last Google Meet will be tomorrow from 2 to 3 p.m. So if you have time and your child would like to hop on that with us, that is a great opportunity to be interactive with the teachers, but not only us, but also your fellow Get Ready campers. So that's always fun, getting to show us their activities and tell us about their favorite part of Get Ready and stuff like that. Just a reminder to keep sending us videos and pictures on our Facebook or our Gmail. You can also tag us in those on Facebook if you post them yourselves. We love to see the kiddos. We love to see their activities and just the different stuff that they do during Get Ready Camp. Also a reminder, we'll be talking more about this as the week goes on, but we will also post something on our Facebook page. But we will have, usually in the past for Get Ready, we do the last day of Get Ready, we usually do like a book giveaway and a prize giveaway. And obviously that looks a little different this year as Get Ready Camp looks different this year. So this Friday, June 26th, from 11 to 12:30 at the Central Kentucky Community Foundation in E-Town. It's right next to the Hardin County Public Library. We will be doing a drive-by Kona Ice, and you will also each child will get a free book. So that will be our end of Get Ready celebration this summer. So we'll have traffic blocked off, and we will do a drive-by Kona Ice. Every child will get to get a Kona Ice and get a free book, and they can, show us their last activities. It's a last chance for them to tell us their favorite part of Get Ready and different things like that. So we are super excited for that. So if you are registered for week 4 and you plan on attending that, that will be so much fun. So we will do our Get Ready, or our Good Morning song.
Since we are talking about Europe and Asia today, we are going to move to the carpet and we're going to read a couple shorter books. So today we are going to read a little book about Italy and a little book about India. So you can see that our book looks like a little suitcase because we use suitcases when we travel. So our first book is about Italy, and it's Pickle and Squeak that are traveling. And Italy is located in Europe, since we're talking about Europe and Asia today. Pickle and Squeak love new adventures. On this trip, they travel to Italy. Squeak rows their boat on the Grand Canal in Venice. Venice is a city in Italy. Pickle enjoys a delightful snack of gelato as they approach the Rialto Bridge. Gelato is a type of ice cream. Pickle and Squeak take the train south to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. They both lean to the side like the tower. The towers look like it is straight up if you lean in the same direction. They laugh as Pickle spills some of his spaghetti and meatballs. Next, they arrive in Rome, just in time for Pickle's second lunch. He's always hungry and can't resist a slice of Italian pizza. While in Rome, Squeak decides to take a selfie in front of the Colosseum, the largest amphitheater in the world. Squeak can't wait to share his travel photos with his friends at home. Pickle and Squeak travel to the island of Sicily for the last day of their adventure. Pickle stops to enjoy a cannoli before they continue their hike to see the Mount Etna volcano. The two have had a great time in Italy and are looking forward to their next adventure. And that's it for that book. And now we will read India, which is located in Asia. Pickle and Squeak arrive in India for a new adventure. Pickle is mesmerized by the beautiful lotus temple. He is holding a lotus flower, the inspiration for the building's shape. Squeak roams the local Indian market in search of a gift for his mom. The market is filled with spices, rugs, and souvenirs. With so many wonderful things to select, Squeak finds it hard to choose. Pickle and Squeak go to the Taj Mahal, a beautiful monument built for a princess more than 300 years ago. Squeak takes a moment to admire the amazing arches and columns inside the monument. Heading south, Pickle and Squeak catch a glimpse of the Gateway of India in Mumbai. Their attention is quickly diverted when they see an elephant with her cute baby. Later, they celebrate Holi, a festival of colors. They laugh and throw colored powder at one another for fun. How many of you have ever seen an elephant? Probably at the zoo. On their final day in India, Pickle and Squeak take a safari through a wildlife sanctuary. As a special treat, they get to see the impressive Bengal tiger. The gorgeous sight is a fitting end to their fantastic adventure in India. I'm sure some of you have seen tigers at the zoo too. So if we look at our globe, this is where we live. We live in the United States, which is in North America. And if we go this way, we can see Europe over here and Asia over here. And so there's India. And there's Italy. Okay, so let's shake some sillies after reading those books.
Gotta shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Wiggle my waggles away. I gotta clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out. And wiggle my waggles away. I gotta jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. And wiggle my waggles away. I gotta yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. Yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. Yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. And wiggle my waggles away. I gotta shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. And wiggle my waggles away. And wiggle my waggles away.
Let's do that one more time just to make sure we get all of our sillies out.
Gotta shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. And wiggle my waggles away. I gotta clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out. out and wiggle my waggles away. I gotta jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out and wiggle my waggles away. I gotta yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. Yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. Yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out and wiggle my waggles away. I gotta shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out and wiggle my waggles away. And wiggle my waggles away.
Good job. Okay, so since we are talking about Europe and Asia today, look in your big brown bag that you got last Friday and look for a bag that looks like this. It's got an airplane in it, some little squares, a piece of yarn, a popsicle stick. It's got all kinds of good stuff in there. So for our first activity, once you find your bag, you've got 2 sheets of paper that go together. And go ahead and get these 2 pieces of paper out. They look like this. So what you're going to do is you want to cut out these squares and you're going to make your own passport. Since we're talking about traveling, and if you go out of the country, you have to have a passport to travel. Some of you might have real passports, but we're just going to make our own today to help us learn how to spell our name, our birthday, where we were born, our nationality, and the date. And then you can sign your name at the very bottom. So go ahead and get those cut out, and we will make our own passport. And you can kind of just make a booklet with it. Adults, if you have a stapler or tape, whatever you want to use to make a little booklet. Because whenever you come back on Friday for our fun Kona Ice treat that we're gonna have, you can bring this passport back with you on Friday and we will have somebody stamp it for you. So you can use this little white sheet if you want to add it in there too, and that can be the paper that you use to stamp it. So I'm going to put mine at the back. And adults, you can let them decorate this however they want with their crayons or their markers, whatever they want to use if they have stickers at home. But this is a great fine motor activity, cutting with the scissors and picking up that marker and writing, and you can help them write their name. You can use a highlighter or a pencil, and then they can use their marker or crayon and just trace over it. Or if they already know how to write their name, just guide them to which line to put it on. And you can even add a picture at a later time. It would be cool if you added your picture before you came on Friday, so that way we could see your passport all finished. But I don't have a stapler, so mine's not staying together. But you can go ahead and fill all this out, help them learn how to write their name, the letters that go in it, their birthday, where they were born if they weren't born here. You can talk about that. And you can talk about the date and how we put the month first and then the day and then the year. So you can put June, whatever, 2020. So I'll let you go ahead and get that finished up. They can color it later if they want to add to it, but the most important part is the letter recognition and their name recognition and the numbers and the date where they live, all that good stuff. So, but if you want to, you can keep that blank page and we'll stamp it on Friday when you come by for your Kona Ice and your book. And we will mention that again in our Thursday video or in our Friday field trip video. So that way you don't forget. So we'll give you a couple more minutes to finish that. And some of your kiddos might already know their birthday or where they live, and for birthplace, you could even just put your address where you live now if you wanted to. You could add on to it if you wanted to and have them practice writing their name on the back, on the blank parts. But this is a great practicing your name, birthday, where you live, those types of things, and fine motor skills. So while you are finishing that up, if you need more time and you want to pause, you don't want to miss the songs, you can pause it and you can just catch right back up with us. If you need more time, if you are ready to go, we will sing another song. And we're going to do our 5 Little Monkey song, and Miss Kira's going to come back up and sing with us because we love to sing together. So get your 5 Little Monkeys out. So we talked a little bit about nighttime and daytime last week during our Dr. Seuss week, during our Planets Day, learning about outer space. So go ahead and tell your adult, what are some things that you see in the daytime and what you see in the nighttime? And what's the difference? How does daytime look different from nighttime? And they can tell me in the comments. So you're going to look for this sheet in your bag. It's day or night, and it's a sorting activity. So adults, go ahead and have your kiddos cut the bottom squares out on the dotted lines. The dotted lines can help them see where to cut. So go ahead and get those little squares cut out, and then you can help them sort what things we see in the daytime and what things we see in the nighttime. And adults, again, this is great fine motor skills, using those scissors and cutting. We've had a lot of kiddos tell us that that they love cutting. And we hope that with all the cutting that they're doing and Get Ready, that they will become really great cutters and have really great scissor skills. So go ahead and get all of your little squares cut out, and you can glue them under which side you think what you might see in the daytime and what you might see in the nighttime. And adults, you can have them write their name up at the top. They'll do a lot of that in kindergarten, writing their name on every paper. So they can go ahead and write their name up at the top. If they know how to write it, let them write it on that line. If they need a little bit of help, use that highlighter or pencil and have them trace over it. So we've got all kinds of little pictures here. Once you get those cut out, we've got a bat, and we might see a bat in the daytime or nighttime. Bats usually come out in the nighttime. We might just very occasionally, rarely see them in the daytime. So we'll go ahead and glue our little bat on the nighttime. What about a chicken or a rooster? Sometimes if you live on a farm, they might wake you up in the morning, so we see them in the daytime. So we'll glue our little rooster or chicken on the daytime. Again, adults, these are just great fine motor skills, sorting skills, recognizing the difference between day and night, and you can even add on extra things later that your kiddos might think of to add on. So we've got the moon and stars. Do we see the moon and the stars in the daytime or the nighttime? We see them in the nighttime. And when we travel, if we travel for a while, then we might travel during the day into the night. So this is great for them to recognize what they'll see during the daytime and nighttime while you're traveling. Sometimes if you go on vacation or the beach and you drive, you might drive through the night and then wake up in the morning and you're there. If you're flying, sometimes your flight might be really fast or sometimes your flight might take a while. So this is a great skill to recognize what we see in the daytime and the nighttime. We have the sunshine. When do we see the sun? We see the sun in the daytime. What about our bed? We wake up in our bed, but when do we go to bed? When do we go to sleep? We go to sleep in the nighttime. We've got a couple more. What about clouds? When do we see clouds? There might be clouds out in the nighttime, but we can really see them during the daytime in the blue sky. So we see clouds in the daytime. What about an owl? Do we see owls out in the day or do they come out at night and hoo at us? We see them in the nighttime because they're nocturnal like bats. That means they only come out at night. They sleep during the day. And we've got one more. We've got a rainbow. Do we see rainbows in the dark sky or do we see rainbows during the day when it's bright and sunny, if it's still raining or right after rain? We see them in the daytime, so we'll do that on our day side. Okay. I am sure you guys did such a good job with that, and if you left space at the bottom, you can add more things later with your adult and you can come up with things that aren't already on your sheet. And that's a great way for them to recognize what they might see in the daytime and the nighttime. So, if you're finishing up that, go ahead and keep finishing it. If you are not still finishing and you're done, then you can stand up and sing and dance with me. We are going to do our movement song to get moving.
Walk. tiptoe.
Make sure you've got your listening ears on.
Run!
Run! Be careful though. Make sure you don't run into anything or anyone. Go, go, go! Run so fast. Freeze.
Skate.
Skate. Like ice skates or roller skates. Or a skateboard or a scooter. Freeze.
Hop.
Hop like a bunny or a kangaroo or a frog.
Now let's see if you can remember what the sounds tell you to do.
Let's see who had their listening ears on. Walk. Freeze. Gallop. Freeze. Tiptoe. Run, be careful though. Run, 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 run. Freeze. Skate. Miss Kira likes to do twirls when she skates. Freeze. Hop. Hop like a bunny. Hop on back to your seat. Let's hop back, hop back. Good job. That song always gets us moving, doesn't it? In your bag for our next activity, we've got a piece of construction paper. You can tell me what color you have. In our comments, we have an airplane. And we've got some little squares in the bottom. So get your squares out, your half sheet of construction paper, and your airplane. So what we want to do first is we want to cut our airplane out because we are going to make our name on our airplane. So We're gonna cut our airplane out. Adults, go ahead and let your kiddos cut out their airplane. It's okay if it doesn't look the best. That's what cutting is for, to learn these skills, these good fine motor skills. We just want them to grip the scissors and cut. Doesn't matter how great it looks, because it takes practice. So go ahead and get your little airplane cut out. As good as you can. If you need a little bit of help, that's okay, but just try your best, because it is a little bit tricky. But Miss Jenna has had a lot of practice. So get your little airplane cut out, and then we're gonna do kind of like we did with our rocket ship and our apples last week. We are going to make our name on our airplane, because sometimes when we travel on an airplane. We don't travel in a car, so we're gonna do an airplane name for our traveling week. So adults, go ahead, once they get that cut out, go ahead and have them glue their airplane on their piece of paper. I'm gonna get mine glued on so I can make my name with you. And if you ask them what color paper they have, that's good color recognition skills. I have yellow paper, so tell me what color paper you have. If you have blue paper, that could be cool because it's like the sky. And you can ask them what different things are that color. So I've got yellow, like the sun, or a banana, all kinds of different things. So this is good color recognition skills, fine motor, of course, whenever they get to their name, letter recognition and writing your name skills. So, once we've got our airplane on our paper, my paper's yellow. Tell me what color paper you have and maybe some things that are that color. You're gonna take your squares, just like we did with our rocket ship last week, and you're gonna write one letter of your name on each square. So I have 5 letters in my name, so I only need 5 squares. And adults, there should be about the same amount of squares in their bag as last time, probably anywhere between 8 and 10. So if you need more squares, just cut some up real quick for them. So I'm gonna write my name on my squares, 1 letter per square. So my name is spelled J-E-N-N-I. And we are going to put our name on our airplane like they're the windows on the airplane, because whenever you ride an airplane, there are windows. You can look out and see the sky and the clouds as you fly over everything. So we're going to make our letters of our name the windows on the airplane. Tell me how many letters you have in your name. And if you have letters that go off your airplane, that's okay. If your name is longer, that's okay. If your name is shorter, that's okay. But I've got 5 windows on my airplane because I have 5 letters in my name. One, two, three, 4, 5. If you have less than 5 and you want to spread them out a little bit, you can do that. If you need to extend your page, you can just glue another piece of paper on there if your name runs off the page. So now we've got our name airplane, and you recognize what color your paper was, maybe what color your squares are. My squares are red, and apples can be red, tomatoes are red. There are all kinds of different things that are red. A fire truck. And I've got my letters that spell my name. I have 5 letters in my name, so I have J-E-N-N-A. So you've recognized how many letters are in your name and use those counting skills. You've recognized what letters are in your name and have those letter recognition skills. So go ahead and have your adult tell me how many letters are in your name, what color paper you had. You can pause if you need more time, if you need to finish before we move on to our next song. And how many letters did you have? What letters? How do you spell your name? What letter does your name start with? My name starts with J. Does anybody else's name start with J? Miss Kira's name starts with a K. Does anybody have a name that starts with a K? There are all kinds of different skills within that activity. Okay, so if you're finished and up with me, if you're still working, that's okay. Keep working. You can pause if you need more time, or you can just finish it later, whatever you want to do. So we're going to sing our popcorn song, so get your popcorns out.
Popcorn, please pop for me. Popcorn, please pop for me. Popcorn, please pop for me. Pop, pop, popcorn. Tap your right foot. Now your left foot. Tap both those feet.
for, in your bag, you've got a popsicle stick, you've got some yarn, and you've got a couple little pieces of Velcro that might be stuck to your yarn. But that's okay, just pull them off. You've also got some little fish in your bag. Let me find my fish. Okay, so we've got some fish in our bag, a little piece of yarn, some Velcro, and a popsicle stick. So, adults, what we are going to do is we are going to take our popsicle stick and make a fishing pole. How many of you have ever gone fishing before? I have. My dad used to take me fishing when I was little. I like to go fishing with my husband and his family and my papa. We love to go fishing. So if you go traveling, then you might see fish at the ocean, or you might see them in a pond or a river. So we're gonna make a little fishing pole. And adults, you're gonna wanna put the soft Velcro on the fish. And then you're gonna wanna put the kind of pokey, rough Velcro at the end of your yarn. And you can just tie your yarn onto your popsicle stick like this. If you wanna tape it down so it doesn't come off, you can do that too. So, we're gonna make a fishing pole and we're gonna go fishing. And adults, this is great fine motor skills. They've probably got 2 fish. I've got 3. Ask them what color their fish are. For color recognition skills, I have, what color fish do I have? I have a red fish, I have a white fish, and I have a green fish. So we're gonna put the soft Velcro on our fish. And we're gonna put the kind of rough, scratchy Velcro on the end of our fishing pole. It might be tricky to peel off the Velcro, the sticky part. So once you get your little pieces of soft Velcro onto your fish, put your kind of rough Velcro on the end of your fishing pole so we can go fishing. This Velcro is very sticky. It's kind of tricky to get off. Okay. Adults, when you have that done, you can put their little fish on the floor and they can practice moving their fishing pole with the Velcro to stick on the fish and use those fine motor skills to move that fishing pole and get it stuck on the fish. And whenever they get the fish, ask them, what color fish did you catch? And they can use those color recognition skills to go fishing with. So I've got my Velcro, my rough Velcro on the bottom, and I'm gonna go fishing. So I have, what color fish did I catch? I caught a red fish. try again. It might be kind of tricky. You might have to push it on there once you get it. And now I caught a whitefish. And I'm gonna do it one more time and catch a green fish. Good job. So, again, adults, great fine motor skills, moving that fishing pole, trying to get it to land over the Velcro. It might not stick immediately, so once it hits the Velcro, maybe try to help them and push it on there so it sticks to it. Color recognition skills. You can count your fish and use your counting skills. How many fish do you have? You can maybe even write a number on each one. So I have 3 fish, so I'll write 1 on one of my fish, 2 on another fish, and 3 on another fish. So whenever you catch your fish and you've got that number on there, you can ask them what number is your fish and use those number identification skills and counting skills and count how many fish you've got. Okay, so if you are finished with that, you can play with it again later and go fishing later and take pictures and show me how many fish you had, what color fish you had, and all the fish you caught. So, while you are finishing that up, we will go ahead and do another song. We'll do our Tootie Taw song. So, get ready to dance.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Elbows back.
Elbows back.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Elbows back.
Elbows back.
Feet apart.
Feet apart.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Elbows back.
Elbows back.
Feet apart.
Feet apart.
Knees together.
Knees together.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Elbows back.
Elbows back.
Feet apart.
Feet apart.
Knees together.
Knees together.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Elbows back.
Elbows back.
Feet apart.
Feet apart.
Knees together.
Knees together.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
Tongue out.
Tongue out.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Elbows back.
Elbows back.
Feet apart.
Feet apart.
Knees together.
Knees together.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
Tongue out.
Tongue out.
Eyes shut.
Eyes shut.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Elbows back.
Elbows back.
Feet apart.
Feet apart.
Knees together.
Knees together.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
Tongue out.
Tongue out.
Eyes shut.
Eyes shut.
Turn around.
Turn around.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
A tootie ta, a tootie ta, a tootie ta ta.
Good job. Okay, friends, we are out of time today, but you've got one more activity in your bag, and this can be an at-home activity. And it's a hot and cold sort because when we travel, the weather might be different if we go somewhere new. So if I live here, it's pretty nice weather around the year. It might get kind of cold in the winter, but in the winter, if it's cold here and I go to Florida, it might be warmer there. So you can do this hot and cold sort at home on your own. It's just like our day and night sort, and you just cut the bottom and cut your little pictures out, and then you sort them on the cold side or the hot side. And this is a great sorting activity, picture recognition with their hot and their cold. And you can add different things. You can even look for things that might be hot or cold in your house, but be careful, don't touch the hot things because they might burn you. But our oven can get hot. Ice cubes are cold. Our fridge and our freezer, when we open them, are cold. Our food in our fridge and freezer are cold. The sun is hot. The sidewalk might be hot if the sun is beaming on it during the day. So there are all kinds of things that we can differentiate and find the difference in between the hot and the cold. So we will have Miss Kira come back up and we'll do our closing announcements, and then we will do our goodbye song.
Okay, get ready, friends. So just a reminder that our last Google Meet of this summer will be tomorrow from 2 to 3 p.m. So if you have a minute or two, please join us for that. Your children can bring their favorite activity to show us. They can show us all their activities from this week. It allows that social interaction with their teachers, but also it allows that social interaction with their fellow Get Ready campers. So even though it's not in person, we still offer that interaction. Also, just a reminder that this Friday, June 26th, from 11 to 12:30 will be our end of Get Ready celebration. And for that, it looks different, obviously, as the whole camp has looked different this year. But for that, we will be doing a drive-by Kona Ice. And also, all of the children that participated will get a free book from us. So that is just a good time. They can bring their activities to show us one last time. They can also, everyone will get a Kona Ice and everyone will get a book. So they can wave to us bye as they end their Get Ready. So that will just be a fun time for everyone. So I believe that is all the announcements. Continue to post pictures and videos on Facebook or send them to us at Gmail. We love to see those pictures and videos of the kids.